Happy New Year's to you. Hi, my name is Phyllis Y. Whitley. If you have been spiritually victimized or traumatized, welcome to Spiritology Live, where I bring my #1 Amazon bestseller book to life. Yes, each episode will be a raw, spiritual, metaphysical, holistic space of consciousness for self-healing as you learn how to break your religious shackles so you can master and manifest your promised land within the day. Let's go. Yes, y'all. Every time I record my podcast, I put in the intro, but I don't really need to because I have someone who's really good and they usually can take care of that. But we are in New Year's. So I do believe by the time you get this episode, everything will be in the month of January. First of all, I want to go ahead and I want to give kudos to myself for doing it 1 year. Well, the 1 year anniversary of my podcast started January 16, 2022. Yes, I went from 4 podcasts in a month to 3. And I might go to 2, depending upon how busy my schedule is. But I want to thank everybody. I want to first thank my infinite, intelligent, supreme, unlimited God within for giving me this divine promised land where I reach so many and still to come to teach them how to live, how to get and live in their promised land today. I am so thankful and I'm so blessed. And I want just to say to my fans who are listening, continue to listen, but make this be your first New Year's resolution. And that's to share this podcast with those people around you so they can get something out of this. You don't want to eat the whole dessert by yourself. That's what this podcast is about. As you know, the book is the whole meal. Now, what are we going to do? You know, it is 2023. And you know what's the biggest thing that people do in January? It's called New Year's resolution. But I am going to help those of you who make a New Year's resolution every year. And when you get to maybe March, some of y'all get to February, some of y'all by the end of January, you say, I can't do this. Well, Miss P, how are you going to help us? First of all, if you have read any of my books, or either the Spiritology chapters, that's what we base this off of. Or even if you have listened to some of my previous podcasts, you should not be the same. I have more testimonies than I can literally get out there and write or get from people. Some people come, pass through, get blessed, and keep going. And some people come back around a year or 2 later because they say, hey, I need that good wisdom, spiritual counseling in my ear. I need a prophet in my ear. With that being said, remember your New Year's resolution for 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023 is going to be different. After this episode, you will learn. Matter of fact, I'm going to do 3 parts. You will learn how to stop those old resolutions and rewrite it, revise it. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be a 3-part. It's going to be New Year's resolution that are successful and manifest. But I'm going to change that a little bit, put some type of revision in. I always do that once I do the podcast. And we're going to start out with for those who are Christians and spiritual or any other religion is welcome to this. I go straight into the Bible. The Bible is my foundation. And we all know who my source is. We are all worshiping the same God, but we do it through different avenues. So no need to have a war over the fact that your avenue I don't happen to like. With that being said, I welcome more. Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision and make it plain on a tablet that he may run who reads it. Who is running? Your angels are running to bring it to pass. The biggest mistake y'all make is you don't write none of your stuff down. Well, Miss P, people are not writing. I can tell by many of y'all handwriting, especially when I was substituting as a teacher. I was in shock because we had to do script and we had to do print. With that being said, you have online, we have Word doc. Write it down on the paper. You don't have to write it on the rocks like they did ancient years ago or on the scroll like they did back in Jesus' time. But you have material. You can speak it. But when you write it, you can see it. Hello. He said, make it plain, so don't make it difficult. Don't sit up there and ask for $1 million and you don't know what to do with 10. It's some work that goes into that. But we are here today, part 1, to find out why less than 50% of New Year's resolution fail. Why, you may ask. And I am serious. This is somewhat funny because I am one of those. I am guilty. I am guilty. Every year I have a New Year's resolution. I stopped a couple years ago. I did. And what I did is I just put I practiced when I preached. And I've been helping so many people out there that it's just beautiful to see them manifest. We don't manifest just on New Year's. We manifest every day. So this is what I'm going to teach you. First of all, what we're going to look at is, the old revolutions. You're not going to do them no more. Stop it. If you wrote it down somewhere, I want you to rip it up. First of all, you say, exercise more. Really? That is the oldest thing that we have heard of. And let me tell you, when I used to go to the gym, Bolly's, I think, back in the days, when I was in my 20s, and I used to always go to a gym. Now, whenever you get an apartment, the gym is usually connected to it. Or, I got to a point where my confidence level raised up and I buy equipment. And soon, I hope I have a bigger house where I can have a little spa area and a little exercise place. Don't do it. I know some of y'all say, oh, I'm going to run and do it. I do know for a fact there are many, and I have heard of those, and I have seen those who buy every exercise equipment that comes on TV, QVC, HSN, and where is it? It's in the storage, it's in the garage, it's under the bed. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to look under your bed. And they don't do anything with it. They look at it. And I am going to be talking today to the Black community. You know why? Because the last time I looked in the mirror, they said I was Black. And I am. And I'm going to speak from my Blackness because I know other race. But the Black community, the people that I have seen or heard or even have known personally, run to the gym in January and you see them bring their whole family. And I kid you not, I can count within the end of January and, really someone on February where the membership is going. You know what? The people love you when you come in. Black people listen. They love you. And this goes to non-Blacks who do the same thing. But I'm speaking to my community. They love when you walk into the gym. They love it. Now I know since the pandemic, they have this thing where you can take get on a treadmill or something and you have a visual of a coach or something walking you through. And that's probably the best thing that you can do. And you get up on there and then eventually you know it. You're going to set, how many of you are going to sit back and buy that equipment? Because it's going to be pricey. And then, you do it the first week, the second week, and then, your buddies drop off. And then you start looking at the equipment. If you put it up, you say, I'm going to put my equipment up. I'm not going to throw it and stash it under the bed. Kudos for you. And then eventually by February, the equipment is looking at you. Oh, I know I touched some of y'all. I know that hurt. And you looking at the equipment and you having an argument with it. Should I? Should I? So what I'm saying to you is don't be the first one to go to the gym. That's not going to work. The next one is the purpose of you going to the gym. Oh, I'm going to lose 50, 100 pounds. Be realistic. I feel it's things that you can do with that. And I'll talk about that in the next episode. Lose weight. That's the purpose of you going in there. Quit smoking. A lot of people say their New Year's resolution is going to be quit smoking. Then you want to get organized. A lot of people say that they have like literally clutter everywhere and they don't understand virtual clutter. That can be online. That can be your text. That can be your emails. It's somebody who I know had thousands of emails. Why? Why? I believe you think you're important. You don't have to do that. You would be surprised how some emails are coming from somebody who got in contact with you, maybe through social media, and this is a long lost friend, a long lost relative. You have to look at every email. You got to. And then well, Miss P, I get all of this, I get this, and I got that. During the holidays, what I do is I have I create a mailbox for just things that's going on, doing from Thanksgiving, Black Friday, all the way to New Year's. And I put them in there. If I know I'm buying something, I'm going to take advantage of the sales and stuff. Then after that, you need to delete it. And those who keep bothering you every day, you can go manage that. I gave you a little tip about that. We'll go farther. People say, I want to travel, and think about that. And the whole year go by and you can't get a vacation from your job because you used all of your time because you said you were sick. Or really because maybe your loved one didn't treat you good. So you just sick. You don't want to see nobody. This is for real. I counsel females every day. And men, some men, if life is not treating you right, you say, and then you call in sick. So, well, you have no vacation time to travel. And then you say save money. It's not going to work. Money circulates. So you have to change your whole theory about money. It should be investment. Why do you fail with that? Wait a minute, before we go farther, how about spending time with your family? The reason why all of these resolutions fail is because, number one, you either didn't write it down and make it plain. Number two, none of these are realistic. None of these are realistic resolutions, goals. The resolution is really a goal or some goals that you want to achieve and start off fresh because it's a new year. What I want you to ask yourself, are these realistic? Get a pen and pencil or go to the Word doc, and I want you to get your 3 months. I want you to divide it, your 12-month, which is a year, and put it and divide it quarterly. That's the first thing that you're going to do. Well, is that it, Miss P? Guess what? I just told you something that's going to save some of your life because some of you literally have the gluttony spirit. And if you don't stop eating and you know what your doctor say, you're going to be setting up somewhere you don't want to be. We are not going to speak it. So this is serious. You don't want to be the one who sat back and say, I got cancer on my lungs. You don't want to have that. You don't want that little cigarette to literally take control over you. What is happening here is that you are making agreement with your flesh, but your mind is saying, I'm not going to do it. You know why? Because it didn't reach your subconscious mind, which is your spirit. Your spirit have to be strong enough to overpower the flesh. This is why none of your stuff come to pass. You go exercise and you hype yourself up, but you need to get it down in your subconscious mind. You have to, in order for it to work. Your flesh is a beast in itself. I heard that from a pastor before. And it will take total control. It'll say, I want more food. I want more cigarettes when times are rough or times are tough. When you depressed, when you nervous, I need more cigarettes. Oh, travel. I can't travel because I'm taking off work. I don't even have a job to travel. I want to save more money. Start by $5. Do the $5. So what I have for you today is laziness casts one into a deep sleep, and an idle person will suffer hunger. Another scripture, Proverbs 19:15. This is New King James Version, and also the previous one. Why did I read that? It's because your flesh is lazy. You can't do no resolutions that will go on quarterly, and manifest because your flesh is lazy. I know that hurts. I know it hurts, but I want it to hurt so you to understand. You're going to rip up your old resolutions or whatever you want to call them, and you're going to start a fresh resolution. This fresh resolution that you start, you're going to do it quarterly. And we are going to concentrate on building your spiritual man so that your fleshly man will know who's in control. You go ahead and do those. And I guarantee you, that's going to be the beginning of the new you for 2023. So go ahead and get your stuff together. Get ready. And let's go. Thank you for coming by. I know that was quick, but you got something out of that. By now, you should have that paper or document, Word doc, and you should be saying, I am ready. What I didn't say is write down what you want in the 3 months. Let it be realistic. I'm not going to leave you hanging, but get that together. Okay. Once you got all of that together, then we're going to start with part 2 and part 3. I want to say not only, to those, I want to thank you for giving away a lot of my products for Christmas. It's still not too late. Let New Year's be giving away my cups, books, t-shirts, and then telling people about this podcast. What's new is Wordology. I'm working on that 3rd book. And I would say, that's the 3rd volume, I believe. And always ask Jalen. Ask Jalen book is going to do wonders for everyone who have this book in their hands and give it to their kids or grandkids. I want you to remember something. If loving yourself is right, you don't want to be wrong.